Hola, soy Melissa Bertier, gerente de Relaciones Públicas para la ciudad de Miami Beach. Bienvenidos a este programa especial sobre las elecciones en Miami Beach. La Comisión de la Ciudad de Miami Beach ha autorizado este programa para informar a los ciudadanos acerca de las próximas elecciones generales y especiales de Miami Beach, que se llevarán a cabo el martes 7 de noviembre del 2017. Usted tendrá la oportunidad de escuchar a los candidatos, así como aprender sobre las dos preguntas de la boleta de Miami Beach. La comisión de la ciudad se compone de 6 comisionados electos y un alcalde electo. Los comisionados son elegidos por un término de 4 años y un límite de plazo de 2 términos. Los términos se escalan, así que la mitad de la comisión es elegida cada 2 años, el alcalde es elegido cada 2 años también, con un límite de mandato de 3 términos. La elección del 7 de noviembre se celebrará para elegir el puesto del alcalde, actualmente en manos de Philip Levine, el puesto de comisión grupo 2, actualmente en manos de Mike Grieco, y el puesto de comisión grupo 3, actualmente en manos de Joy Malakoff. 4 candidatos han calificado para alcalde, 2 candidatos para comisionado en el grupo 2 y 2 para comisionado en el grupo 3. Los candidatos hablarán en el programa de hoy en la orden de sus nombres que aparecerán en la boleta oficial. Cada candidato tendrá un máximo de 5 minutos para hablar. La ciudad de Miami Beach no ha editado los discursos de ninguna manera. Los 4 candidatos para la alcaldía de Miami Beach son Kenneth R. Velasquez II, Dan Gelber, Daniel Kahn y June E. Savage. Aquí está el candidato a la alcaldía, Kenneth R. Velasquez II.
Friends and neighbors, I'm Kenneth R. Velasquez II, but you can call me Ken. Over the next few minutes, I'd like to share with you why I am your candidate for mayor of Miami Beach. We have a beautiful place to call home, but clearly there's still a lot to be done. Unfortunately, we have a long history of corruption and waste. That needs to change now. Our government seems to work for only a few interests rather than all of us. I'm here to change that. Together, we will work to make sure that our government supports all of us. It is a government by the people, for the people. One of the biggest issues we face here on the beach is crime. How many times have they told us recently, crime's down? Yet everywhere you look, a shooting, a stabbing, a robbery. Every time I walk to the beach, I'm propositioned with all variety of drugs. Yet it's theft of dirty linens or merely riding a bicycle that actually gets you arrested. We have one of the largest per capita police forces in the nation. It's time we give them some real leadership and force the bad guys out, both from within our ranks and from the city as a whole. We deserve safe streets. And speaking of streets, let's talk traffic. Let me be blunt, traffic is not the problem. Traffic flow is. Done well, cars, bikes, pedestrians would all move through our city with ease, safely, without a fear, and without getting stuck in gridlock. But that requires intelligent engineering. It requires education. It requires actual enforcement. We can make that happen. One thing we need to make stop, though, overdevelopment. It seems every time you look, some big developers come in, built up, grabbed the money, and left town. The gridlock traffic and the other stretched-thin infrastructure that forces on us, that's not their concern. That's our problem. So how does this happen over and over and over again? It's actually really quite simple. It's a little game of us versus them. First, they come in and they turn us against each other. They get us to bicker and argue amongst ourselves. Citizen versus citizen, small business owner versus property owner. And while we're doing that, they pull their strings, they take their money, and they run. And we all lose. Well, fortunately, the answer to that is really quite simple. We respect each other. We work together. All of us want the same thing, a better Miami Beach. I'm here to facilitate that. We are blessed in that we have some of the brightest minds in all sorts of industries here on the beach, and all are committed to making our home a better place. We need a government that is going to embrace all of us and create a city that we can be proud of. So What are your dreams? What is your vision for our city? Working together, we can make it happen. But isn't that going to be expensive? I don't want taxes to go up. But here's the beauty of it. As a tourist destination, our hospitality industry, our entertainment industry, they'll keep the tourism flowing, they'll keep the money in the coffers. We work with them, and we have the greatest place on earth to live. We can focus on other things like championing our education, our schools, our libraries, our museums. They need our full support so that all of us, young and old, can be valuable contributors to this community. The price tag, yeah, it's not cheap, but the brilliant minds they produce are truly priceless. And our arts and our cultural events and establishments, they'll continue to enrich our minds and our lives day in and day out. And we'll continue to be champions of the environment because we're Miami Beach. This is one of the greatest places to be. So let's put aside our petty squabbles. Let's stop bickering and arguing ourselves. Let's work together. Let's make Miami Beach someplace that we're proud to call home and someplace that everybody else wishes they were part of. Vote Beresky. Vote for Miami Beach. Vote for all of us. It's our time to shine.
Aquí está el candidato a la alcaldía, Dan Gelber.
I'm Dan Gelber, and I'm running for mayor because Miami Beach isn't just a city to me, it's my home. I was born and raised here, and my kids will graduate from the same feeder pattern I attended and where my mother taught for decades. Today, our home is facing some of its greatest challenges, like sea level rise, questions of ethics and honesty in government, and congestion and overdevelopment. I want to serve to help our community address these challenges. But first, I hope that Hurricane Irma spared you its worst winds. By and large, we were lucky here in Miami Beach, and I think our city leaders did a commendable job this last month. And the work by our first responders and city employees continues to be exceptional. But we should never let down our guard. I hope we will do a full review of our performance to make sure that we get better and that we do better. So let me tell you a little bit about how I see things and what I hope to do as your mayor. As a father of 3 teenagers, I'm well aware of our current public safety challenges, which I view as utterly unacceptable. As mayor, I intend to address these issues aggressively. That means focusing on a return to community policing in every neighborhood in the city and increasing our police presence and improving our approach for flashpoint areas like Ocean Drive. Our city must be safe, and I intend to make sure it is. I know that our street raising project is on everyone's mind. We are the canary in the mine shaft, and we need to avoid becoming a cautionary tale for others. As well as mayor, I will make sure our city is constantly challenging itself and questioning our assumptions. We have to get this right. It also feels like our traffic and congestion continue to get worse by the week. When I'm mayor, I will approach all development considerations with a resident-centric lens. And our city's public schools are also very important. When I represented Miami Beach in the Florida legislature as a House member and as a senator, I helped convert our school to an IB feeder pattern and shake up an unacceptable status quo. While I commend the parents who have helped improve our schools, I'm intent on involving City Hall and public education in greater ways, as our schools have lots of room for improvement. As a former federal corruption prosecutor, I also know how important it is that government be ethical. As mayor, I will make sure our city leads when it comes to honest governance. That is why I want to create the Office of Inspector General in City Hall, a watchdog to deliver independent oversight of our city's operations. Look, at the end of the day, while we are an economic engine for the region and state, we are still a place where people live. I will be a mayor who focuses on preserving our sense of community, and one you can trust to openly, thoughtfully, and responsibly lead. My record shows I have always been that kind of leader, and I will be that kind of leader as your mayor. So I am number 71 on your ballot, and I hope I can count on your vote and support in November or during early voting. But if you want to learn more about me, you can visit dangelber.com. And if you ever have a question or you just want to get in touch, call me on my cell directly at 305-345-7879. That's 305-345-7879. I'll talk to you as long as you want about any issue you care about. Listen, thank you for listening, and thanks for your consideration on November 7th.
Aquí está el candidato a la alcaldía, June A. Savage.
Hello, Miami Beach residents, constituents, and friends. My name is June Savage, and I am running for candidate for mayor for this wonderful city of Miami Beach. As we all know, the city of Miami Beach has been running not proactively, but reactively in our government. And that may work for other cities. I am a proactive candidate, boots on the ground, and I am out there already working with the community. I have met with your police chief, Dan Oates. I have met with transportation. I have met with our new green space. I am there all the time working to make sure our sidewalks are ADA compliant. I am an activist and an advocate for the bicycle pedestrian community. The experience that I have growing up in the city of Miami, I have worked along with wonderful people such as Xavier Suarez, the police chiefs throughout the Tri-County areas. I work also helping open fire stations. The pedestrian cycling community, when there is something that is needed, I am there for them. For Mark Sarnoff, when he wanted the bars to close early in Coconut Grove, I found a way and I helped him with the commission. So I am here to work with you, the city of Miami Beach. I am the new face. It's time to rebrand Miami Beach. We all know that we have many, many problems on our table, but I just want you to know that my number one, when I go to work day one for the city, is to make sure that we run efficiently and safely. No more new construction. We need to fix what we have now on the table. We also need to rebrand ourselves and bring back those wonderful tourist dollars that are always a glamour in the city of Miami Beach. I am your new face, June Savage, Miami Beach Mayor for 2017. Vote for me this November. Thank you.
Los dos candidatos para la comisión en el grupo 2 son Mark Samuelian y Rafael A. Velasquez. Aquí está el candidato para comisionado, Mark Samuelian.
Hello, I'm Mark Samuelian, candidate for Miami Beach City Commission Group 2. The city we love is at a critical time in its history, and the stakes couldn't be higher for this election. I have spent the past several months talking with thousands of residents. You have told me loud and clear what your priorities are: traffic and parking, flooding, public safety, and education, to name a few. You've also made it clear we need to raise the bar at City Hall, especially with respect to ethics. Before I outline my qualifications to address these important challenges, I'd like to share a bit about myself. I come from proud working class roots, and early on I learned the value of hard work. My father was a hairstylist, my mother was a homemaker, and I was the first in my family to go to college. I was young national chess champion and am honored to be able to tutor students at Beach High and Nautilus Middle School. I bought my first home in Miami Beach in 2003 and live on the Venetian Islands with my life partner, Laura Dominguez. Our election in Group 2 is taking place under some highly unusual circumstances. I won't belabor all the clouds surrounding one of my opponents, as the facts and multiple investigations have been well documented. The obvious takeaway is that trust should really be your most important consideration. Let me tell you more about my qualifications and why I hope to earn your trust and vote. As an engineer and successful business executive, I bring specialized expertise that can really help. With the lessons of Irma, sea level rise, and flooding, now is the time to have an engineer on the commission. I stand for smart, ethical government that always puts residents first. As president of Miami Beach United, I advocated strongly for residents, and we had some real success together. We stopped the train to nowhere by holding the first public forum, and the project was shelved in about 90 days. The Coalition for Causeway Chaos said we were instrumental in avoiding a disastrous development on Watson Island with enormous traffic implications. We also got the commission to unanimously pass the Residents' Right to Know, granting residents new rights to engage on items impacting their neighborhood and quality of life. These accomplishments were as a volunteer, so I hope you see the potential once I'm a commissioner. While I'm proud of what we've accomplished, I'm equally proud of my leadership style throughout. Community building, like the Commission, is a team sport. The last thing we need are individuals constantly grandstanding for their own good. I take the role of being a community leader very seriously. You'll always be proud of the way I conduct myself and represent our wonderful city. My decisions will be made with one single focus: what is in the long-term best interest of our community and residents. I will always put principle ahead of politics and special interest. I first met Dan Gelber, who I have endorsed for mayor, when he taught County Commissioner Katie Sorensen's Good Government course. I did well and was honored to teach that course and earn Commissioner Sorensen's endorsement. With me, you have someone you know you can trust, and I want you to trust your city government even more, and that's why I'm calling for an independent inspector general who will address waste, fraud, and abuse. Frankly, we could use one right now with the situation my opponent faces with his PAC. While I hope my message has been convincing, don't just listen to me. There are 9 former beach commissioners who've publicly endorsed in my race. Interestingly, a number of them work with me on the Miami Beach United board. A number have served with my opponent on the commission. They know the job, they know the men. All 9 have endorsed me. Ricky Ariola, Joy Valakoff, Maddie Bauer, George Exposito, Saul Gross, Nancy Liebman, Jose Smith, Ed Tobin, and Dee Dee Whitehorn. Perhaps it's my engineering experience, could be my track record of accomplishment, or maybe they just trust me to always do the right thing. The choice in Group 2 couldn't be clearer. A proven community leader with impeccable ethics and a pledge of respectful leadership, compared to an ethically challenged candidate under multiple investigations, including a criminal one launched by the state attorney's office. I thank you for your time, and I ask you to vote for me, Mark Samuelian, ballot number 75, as your commissioner in Group 2.
Los dos candidatos para la comisión en el Grupo 3 son Michael Gongora y Adrián González. Aquí está el candidato para comisionado, Michael Gongora.
Hello, I'm Michael Gongora, and I've had the pleasure of serving as your commissioner before. 4 years ago, I ran to be your mayor, and I missed being in a runoff election by 28 votes. Don't let anyone tell you that every vote doesn't matter. Over the past 4 years, you can't imagine the people that have come up to me and said, Michael, I regret not having you in office. I know one person can and does make a difference. I've proven that before, both as an activist and as your commissioner. I thought long and hard about running again. I decided to run because I love Miami Beach. Now more than ever, our city needs my proven experience and trusted leadership. We are a great city, and we must remain a great city. Challenges are facing us like never before. Whether it's financial malfeasance, crime, climate change, sea level rise, unrelenting traffic that's the result of overdevelopment, and now sadly, hurricane recovery, we need solutions like never before. Good government is about building consensus. Our hard-earned tax dollars need champions to make sure that budgets are frugal, yet we maximize our results. Consensus building with our residents achieves those best results. In my professional life, I'm an innovative problem solver. In part, it's because of my work as a community association attorney. My daily work requires finding common ground and achieving workable solutions. At this point, I've decided to take my hard work and once again run to lead us in problem solving for Miami Beach. As your previous commissioner, I worked to safeguard our city in many ways. I created the City Sustainability Committee and was the first chair, and we worked on the environment, focusing on solutions against flooding and other hazards. There's still so much more to do. Unlike my opponent, I have a record of serving as your commissioner. I have the best training, the most experience, the right temperament, and most importantly, I have a personal familiarity with Miami Beach homeowner associations, our community groups, and most importantly, our residents that make Miami Beach a special place. Most community groups and their leaders have already endorsed me because they know me. They know that I will work very hard to find solutions to the problems that face our city. I'm honored by their trust. In my previous work as a commissioner, I worked very hard, tirelessly, to find solutions to all of the problems facing our city. We need leaders that can lead us forward. We need employees that work hard and are valued. We need a city where our residents can move about without all of this traffic. We need a city where our seniors can find affordable and safe housing, where our children receive a quality education, and most importantly, a city that is resilient and sustainable against floods and other natural hazards. We can do this and so much more. Throughout my adult life, I've dedicated myself to making my community a better place to live. Whether as an activist or as your commissioner, I'm ready to get back to work for all of us to make our community better. That's why I'm asking for your vote one more time to please return my trusted leadership and proven experience to the Miami Beach City Commission. Whether you vote by absentee, early vote, or on Election Day, Tuesday, November 7th, I respectfully ask for your support and your vote for me, Michael Gongora, for Miami Beach Commissioner Group 3, number 77 on your ballot. Thank you for your support. Blessings to you, your family, and our great city.
Aquí está el candidato para comisionado Adrián González.
Hello everyone, my name is Adrian Gonzalez. I am running to be your next Miami Beach Commissioner in Group 3, which is being vacated by Commissioner Joy Malakoff at the end of the year after her term is complete. I am a homegrown candidate, raised, educated, employed, and now a second-generation small business owner of a business that my family found their diamond in the rough 1977 on 11th and Collins called David's Cafe. David's Cafe is a staple in Miami Beach, and I am as well. I am a husband, a father of 2 beautiful boys, and in a love affair with a city that has embraced me, my family, for over 40 years. I've had the privilege of participating in the dramatic, remarkable evolution of Miami Beach into the exciting, vital, and richly diverse community that we all are so proud to call home. I watched and learned countless lessons from several styles of leadership as Miami Beach has found its way to new prosperity and to new challenges. I am running because I feel Miami Beach is a remarkable city. My love for it makes me want to make it even better than it can be. My priorities as commissioners would reflect the views, opinions that I have been privileged to hear from constituents up and down Miami Beach on my countless door knocking, which include the following: traffic and public transportation. The paralyzing traffic in our city has taken us to a standstill at times. Problems that we see in the city can only be addressed in conjunction with thoughtful, courageous review of our public transportation infrastructure and management. I want to lead that review with the intent of managing our own growing traffic crisis. Public transportation that conveniently inexpensive and consumers and meets the diverse needs of Miami Beach residents. The never-ending problem of flooding throughout the community with the current city plan resiliency, we are all at the beginning stages to see what we are doing to, if it works or if it doesn't work. We have to stay at the forefront of following technologies worldwide. Will require staying on top of our city's progress and technology's advancements around the world. Increasing the city's investment in our environment, protection of our oceans and our bays, controlling what goes in and what goes out to it is very important. Improving transparency and accountability in City Hall is a vital part of any city's operation. I want to also fight to ensure our local schools are properly funded in every stage of the definition. In conclusion, I am running for commissioner because I wake up every morning and I go to bed every night thinking about how I can help to improve the quality of every resident's life. Apart from my love of family, nothing has contributed more to my character identity than Miami Beach. I would be honored if you would allow me to repay the debt to the city by lending my leadership and vision to this remarkable community. If you want to know more about me, please visit my website, adrianformiamibeach.com. Feel free to call me at 786-600-5655. Thank you, and remember to vote for me, number 78 on November 7, and please spread the word that we need a new breath of fresh air in our city moving forward. Hope to earn your vote. My name is Adrian Gonzalez, your Miami Beach Commission candidate in Group 3. Thank you, and God bless.
Por último, la comisionada Micky Steinberg, que actualmente ocupa el puesto de comisión en el Grupo 1, fue automáticamente reelegida sin oposición. Ahora, antes de explicar las preguntas de la boleta de Miami Beach, revisemos algunas fechas importantes para estas elecciones. Usted debe estar registrado antes del martes 10 de octubre para votar en las próximas elecciones. El voto por correo se puede solicitar hasta las 5 p.m. el miércoles 1 de noviembre y debe ser devuelto firmado a más tardar a las 7 p.m. el día de las elecciones, martes 7 de noviembre del 2017. Si usted obtiene un voto por correo y luego decide votar en un lugar de votación anticipado o en su distrito electoral designado el día de las elecciones, es importante que traiga el voto por correo con usted y lo presente a la secretaria de elecciones. Como recordatorio, el día de las elecciones es el martes 7 de noviembre. Los lugares de votación abren a las 7 a.m. y cierran a las 7 p.m. Para que sea más fácil para los votantes de Miami Beach, la votación anticipada se llevará a cabo en 2 lugares en Miami Beach, comenzando el lunes 23 de octubre. Las ubicaciones de Miami Beach están en el Ayuntamiento de Miami Beach, 1700 Convention Center Drive, en la sala de conferencias en el primer piso, y la Biblioteca Pública de North Shore, ubicada en el 7501 Collins Avenue. Las fechas y horas de votación anticipada son del lunes 23 de octubre hasta el viernes 27 de octubre de 7 a.m. a 3 p.m., el sábado 28 de octubre y el domingo 29 de octubre de 8 a.m. a 4 p.m., del lunes 30 de octubre al viernes 3 de noviembre de 11 a.m. a 7 p.m., el sábado 4 de noviembre y el domingo 5 de noviembre de 8 a.m. a 4 p.m. El día de la elección, martes 7 de noviembre, debe votar en su distrito electoral designado. Una elección de segunda vuelta, si es necesario, se llevará a cabo el martes 21 de noviembre de 7 a.m. a 7 p.m. con la votación anticipada del 18 al 19 de noviembre de 8 a.m. a 4 p.m. Ahora, vamos a repasar las preguntas de la boleta. Sobre la siguiente porción de este programa, vamos a explicar las preguntas de la boleta de Miami Beach. Una guía de elección con esta información también está disponible en la web en miamibeachfl.gov. Estas preguntas aparecerán en la boleta después de cualquier asunto nacional, estatal o del condado. El propósito de este programa es de ofrecer explicaciones imparciales sobre las preguntas de la boleta, de modo que al momento de la elección los electores de la ciudad pueden estar mejor informados y sentirse más cómodos con los asuntos de la ciudad que se presentarán en las urnas. Las explicaciones que proporcionaremos tienen el fin de brindar información general y los miembros del público que desean más información pueden comunicarse con la oficina del secretario municipal. Ahora, repasemos las preguntas y sus explicaciones respectivas. La primera pregunta de la votación es la siguiente. Cambio del horario límite de venta, consumo de bebidas alcohólicas en Ocean Drive entre las calles 5 y 15. Actualmente las leyes de la ciudad permiten la venta y el consumo de bebidas alcohólicas en propiedades privadas en los establecimientos donde se venden y consumen bebidas alcohólicas ubicadas en Ocean Drive entre las calles 5 y 15 de 8 a.m. hasta las 5 a.m. del día siguiente. Deberá aprobarse una ordenanza que cambie el horario límite a las 2 a.m. en vez de las 5 a.m. y excluir de este cambio de horario límite a las áreas interiores de los establecimientos en las que se venden y consumen bebidas alcohólicas y que están totalmente cerradas y ubicadas en los hoteles. Aquí está la explicación de esta primera pregunta. Actualmente los establecimientos donde se venden y consumen bebidas alcohólicas ubicadas en propiedades privadas en Ocean Drive entre las calles 5 y 15 se les permite la venta y el consumo de bebidas alcohólicas de 8 a.m. hasta las 5 a.m. del siguiente día. En esta boleta se pregunta a los votantes de la ciudad si el alcalde y la comisión de la ciudad deberían aprobar una ordenanza cambiando el horario límite actual de venta y consumo de bebidas alcohólicas a las 2 a.m. en vez de las 5 a.m. en los establecimientos donde se venden y consumen bebidas alcohólicas ubicadas en propiedades privadas en Ocean Drive entre las calles 5 y 15. La ordenanza propuesta excluirá de este cambio de horario límite, no se aplicaría a las áreas interiores de los establecimientos en las que se vende y consumen bebidas alcohólicas y que están totalmente cerradas y ubicadas en los hoteles. Si la mayoría de los electores de la ciudad que votan esta medida fueran partidarios de la misma, esa aprobación tendría un efecto oficial y vinculante en la ciudad de Miami Beach y la ordenanza propuesta sería codificaría una vez adoptada por la comisión de la ciudad. La segunda pregunta de la votación es la siguiente. Incremento del coeficiente de utilización del suelo FAR de los distritos del Centro Urbano 1, TC1, Centro Urbano 2, TC2 y Centro Urbano TC3 a un coeficiente de utilización del suelo de 3.5. El coeficiente de utilización del suelo FAR por sus siglas en inglés es la medida que la ciudad utiliza para regular el tamaño total de un edificio. Deberá la ciudad aprobar una ordenanza que incrementa el FAR en los distritos de zonificación del Centro Urbano TC por sus siglas en inglés, avenidas Collins y Dickens hasta Indian Creek Drive entre las calles 69 y 72 a un FAR de 3.5 del actual FAR que oscila entre 2.25 y 2.75 en el distrito del TC1 de 2.0, en el distrito de TC2 y de 1.5 en el distrito de TC3. Aquí está la explicación de esta segunda pregunta. Esta pregunta de la boleta se refiere al incremento propuesto del actual y admisible coeficiente de utilización del suelo FAR por sus siglas en inglés. En los distritos de zonificación del Centro Urbano, TC por sus siglas en inglés, en el área de North Beach de la ciudad de Miami Beach. El área de la propuesta de incremento FAR está delimitada por la avenida Collins en el este y por la avenida Dickens e Indian Creek Drive en el oeste, la calle 69 en el sur y la calle 72 en el norte. En el siguiente mapa se ilustra la zona sujeta al incremento FAR propuesto. El término coeficiente de utilización del suelo, o FAR, describiendo generalmente el tamaño de un edificio en relación con el tamaño de la propiedad donde se va a ubicar el edificio. La superficie máxima edificable de una propiedad se calcula multiplicando la cantidad de pies cuadrados de la propiedad por la FAR permitido en el distrito de zonificación donde está ubicada la propiedad. Por ejemplo, si la propietario dispone de 10.000 pies cuadrados de terreno con un FAR de 3.0, el propietario generalmente podrá construir un edificio de 30.000 pies cuadrados utilizables, sujeto a cualquiera de las excepciones aplicadas del Código de la Ciudad. La sección 1.03c de la Carta Constitucional de la Ciudad, que fue aprobada por los votantes de la ciudad en 2001, requiere que cualquier aumento del FAR permitido en cualquier propiedad de la ciudad deberá ser aprobado mediante una votación mayoritaria de los electores de la ciudad de Miami Beach. Por consiguiente, el aumento del FAR propuesto en los distritos de zonificación en el centro urbano, TC, requiere la aprobación de los votantes. El 19 de octubre del 2016, y de acuerdo con la resolución de la ciudad número 2016-2908, el alcalde y la comisión de la ciudad adoptaron el Plan Maestro de North Beach, el Plan Maestro. El Plan Maestro fue desarrollado por Dover Cole and Partners Inc. y recibido un significante aporte público. En el plan maestro se recomienda aumentar el FAR a 3.5 en los distritos de zonificación del centro urbano, conocidos como TC1, TC2 y TC3, en las regulaciones de desarrollo urbanísticas de la ciudad. El objetivo de estas recomendaciones se permitirá el diseño y la construcción de edificios más grandes en los distritos de zonificación del centro urbano y fomentar el desarrollo de la calle 71 como calle principal en North Beach. Esta pregunta de la boleta autorizará los siguientes incrementos en el FAR. El distrito de zonificación TC1 iría de un FAR existente que oscila de 2.25 a 2.75 en un FAR propuesto de 3.5. El del distrito de zonificación TC2 iría de un FAR existente de 2.0 al propuesto de 3.5. El distrito de zonificación TC3 iría de un FAR existente de 1.25 al propuesto de 3.5. Si la mayoría de los electores de la ciudad que voten esta medida fuera partidarios de la misma, esta aprobación tendría un efecto oficial y vinculante en la ciudad de Miami Beach y la ordenanza propuesta se codificaría una vez adoptada por la Comisión de la Ciudad. Usted ha estado sintonizando nuestro programa especial de información electoral para las elecciones generales y especiales del 7 de noviembre. Para más información electoral, visite miamibeachfl.gov o contacte a la oficina del secretario municipal de la ciudad. Gracias de nuevo por ver este programa especial sobre la próxima elección. Ahora, ejerce tu voto, Miami Beach.